You're listening to a previously recorded episode of the ITintheD Show, the #1 technology podcast, on SoundCloud this week. This show is broadcasting live from the Podcast Detroit studios in Royal Oak, Michigan. For more information about the show or our network, please visit www.podcastdetroit.com.
You are listening to the #1 ranked technology podcast on SoundCloud this week. This is the ITintheD Show. We are at episode 153.
Up until everybody realizes what yesterday's episodes were all about.
Right. And we are so technology driven that we have the runner-up of American Idol last year in studio tonight. Jena, Irene, Asciutto is in the house talking about her new works. Can't wait for that conversation. And we have one of our favorite guests, Victoria's in the house from Hatch, Detroit.
It must be time to talk about Hatch, Detroit again. Is it that time of year? Because
it flies
like
by.
The recruiters that show up at our events. We hear from Victoria when it's time to pitch.
Right.
Yeah.
Where were you 3 months ago, Victoria? Hatch, Detroit. Well, hey, thank you for listening. This is Bob, Dave, and Nuri. We got some awesome sponsors, awesome discussions. Dave, you may fire when ready.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
This is Max Headroom, and what you're about to witness is one of the most sinister-sounding intros to a trailer to one of the greatest epics ever.
This is Billy D. Williams. Bob and Dave and I are enjoying a Colt 45 right now, and remember, ITintheD, it works every time.
You're listening to the ITintheD Show.
Hi, it's Count Chocula, and you're listening to ITintheD. Whatever the hell that is.
Just where do you guys think you are? The Library of Congress? Detroit? Beyond the sun? Any of those right?
Take him to Detroit. No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No!
I used to hang out at the Magumbo Bar. It was a rough place, the seediest dive on the wharf, populated with every reject and cutthroat from Bombay to Calcutta. It's worse than Detroit.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Then don't come! Shut up!
I dig you IT geeks. This is Dre DeMatteo from Sons of Anarchy. You are listening to ITintheD.
So what happens when you tap the angry beaver in the bunghole?
Exactly.
Come on.
Christ. What the hell with this? I'm calling a break. We'll come back to the ITintheD Show.
Hi, this is Ralph Macchio, and you're listening to ITintheD Show. Wax on, you know what.
Bob loves it in the can.
What's up, everybody? This is Billy Zapka. Sweep the leg. Listening to ITintheD Show. No mercy.
I may have to wipe the geek off.
Hi, this is Martin Cove, John Kreese from the Karate Kid movie, and you're listening to ITintheD.
Yes, Sensei!
Are we at a break yet?
Hi, I'm Ernie Hudson, and you're listening to ITintheD. All you nerds out there.
Nerds. Nerds.
Nerds!
What is a nerd?
I'm a nerd, and I'm pretty proud of it.
This is Scott Steiner, Big Papa Pump. The ITintheD Show is your hookup. Holler if you hear me.
You're in your underwear, I'm in my underwear. Hey, let's hang out.
No, I'm sorry, honey. I have a headache.
I definitely want to see Bob in his underwear. That's a fact.
That's why I like it in the can.
Which kind of scares the shit out of me.
Shut up, Barry.
Hello, everybody. This is Ming Chen from AMC's Comic Book Man. I'm a techie. I'm a nerd, fellow podcaster. My favorite podcast is ITintheD.
I can't say no, and I don't really want to.
Well, especially with the back doors open.
It's just too big. It's way too big. We got screwed at the same time. Yeah.
Really? Should we talk about this? Tag team it. Should I keep going or should I stop?
We just lost our clean tag on iTunes.
This is Robert Hayes, the tit striker to my mother. When I'm not hanging out at the Magumbo Bar, I'm listening to the ITintheD Show. It's worse than Detroit.
Is there such thing as a meat hangover?
I love my Monday meat steak.
Hey, folks, this is WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and you're listening to the ITintheD Show. Tough guy. Ho!
My name is Michael Zapsik from AMC's Comic Book Man. You're listening to ITintheD.com.
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
The question isn't what are we going to do. The question is what aren't we going to do.
Ludicrous speed! Sir, had you better buckle up? Buckle this! Ludicrous speed! Go!
Thank you for hanging out with us. It is July 11th, and I am not at the Duran Duran concert because I am here co-hosting the IT and the D show. This is episode 153. If you wondered where 152 went, we'll get to that in a minute. We are broadcasting live here in Podcast Detroit in beautiful Royal Oak, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy hanging out with Dave the Geek, Nuri the FNG. Find us online, ITintheD.com. Give us a like on the Facebook. Follow us on the Twitter. And you can now find us on the Google Play, and you can download our app on Android and the iTunes.
We're all the places, all the things, all the everything.
Wherever fine podcasts are sold. But to do us a favor, if you can subscribe to us and or leave a review in iTunes, we would greatly appreciate it.
Still stuck somewhere?
No, I don't know. I didn't look. Do us a favor, mark your calendars as well. July 21st, we will be in Greektown at the Firebird Tavern upstairs for a good old-fashioned social where this whole thing started. No cover, no speakers, no buttholes, just a bunch of IT geeks talking shop. How much fun could that possibly be? But there's alcohol involved, so I'm sure it'll be fun.
Yeah.
And then August 4th, just realized I'll be missing that because I'll be in Mexico, but you will be there. We're having our second quarterly.
So this whole time we were talking about setting this up when originally you wanted it Wednesday.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
You wouldn't have been around Wednesday
either.
One. Good.
So now
good job, Bob. I'm so glad we planned this around.
Right.
Me
not being there.
Yeah, that's
August 4th, Thursday, mark your calendar. We'll be at Activate Gaming in Ferndale, Michigan, hanging out, playing video games, hanging out with fellow podcasters. If you are a podcaster or want to talk to one, we will all be there. So hopefully you can make it.
Properties, podcasts.
Exactly.
Dimension accessories. But social.
Nice.
So as we mentioned, we have two awesome guests. Segment 2, we have an awesome guest lineup today. We have the runner-up of last year's American Idol.
Now, see, and it doesn't sound impressive when you say that.
No, because the runner-up is the one that gets all the good things.
You need that. You need to have that clarity because second place is first loser. It doesn't sound good when you say it that way.
No.
You guys are off to a great start.
Historically, the runner-up has always been the one that gets the better things.
That's the context I was looking for.
We have Jena, Irene, Asciutto in the house. Going to be talking about some new EPs coming out. She's going on tour. A lot of awesome stories a lot of fun questions we want to ask about. No, I'm just kidding. About her stint on American Idol. And we also have Victoria Katansky here from Hatch Detroit. Brand new year, brand new season. 4 finalists. We're going to be talking about what in the world's going on with Hatch Detroit because everything they touch seems to turn to gold. All the last 2 years we've had all their finalists in, and they always seem.
And we've picked them.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
3. We've picked them.
And Batch is killing it, so it's awesome watching them. But hey, this segment of the IT and the D show is brought to you by our new favorite product, Earth Class Mail. We talked about it last week, and I am a complete fanboy. It removes all of your snail mail and paper mail and puts it in the cloud, giving you 24/7 access to all of your paper mail in your Dropbox or anywhere else you want to put it. Integrates with tools and services you use every single day. With Earth Class Mail, you get all your emails scanned and accessible online 24/7. You can search your email or search your mail, send invoices over to your accounting software, sync important documents in your cloud storage, deposit checks. It just makes life a whole lot easier. And we, first thing out of our mouths last week was security. It's going to be a problem. I don't want my mail sitting. They're HIPAA compliant. You can have things shredded. You can have things stored. They're as secure, as locked down as you'll ever have anything.
As a small business owner, I think the check deposit's the coolest feeture ever. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have a stack full of checks from all your invoices, and instead they basically get intercepted in the mail, scanned, and basically you still get copies of them.
Right.
They're immediately scanned and put into your accounts. No trips to the bank. I mean, that pays for it right there for me.
So the cool thing is if you are a solopreneur or if you don't have frontage, you can get a real professional address to share quickly with customers, business partners, and investors, and you don't have to worry about showing up at your front door if you run a home-based business. We've checked it out, and honestly, I think this is one of the coolest new things to come out in a while. I hope you do too. Do us a favor.
I'm signing us up for it here.
As you should.
Yeah.
Visit earthclassmail.com. Spelled just the way it sounds. You'll get your first free month of service using coupon code, not promo code, coupon code.
There's still no Q in that word.
ITintheD.
How many times do we got to talk about this?
All lowercase, no spaces. Promo code ITintheD. That's earthclassmail.com. Free month of service. Use promo code ITintheD, and we appreciate it. So, Dave, have you seen an abnormal amount of people outside lately?
I have, and a lot of them look like they don't go outside very often.
Are they enjoying the nice weather? I mean, it has been beautiful here in Michigan the last couple of weeks.
They've been twisting a lot of ankles. They've been banging a lot of shins.
Oh, so that explains it.
There's been, they've been a couple of car accidents, allegedly. Apparently, I'm not going to lie, I had no idea that Pokemon was even still a thing. Like, I remember, like, when my nephews had the cards, and that was a thing, and then some of the cards were valuable, and now there's this augmented reality Pokemon Go.
Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, it's an app for your phone called Pokemon Go, and basically, do you remember when geocaching tried to be a thing?
Yeah, it's still a thing. People
Is it still a
geocache,
thing?
totally.
But like the thing with geocaching was you'd put something tangible in like a little box, like in the middle of the forest in the park. Right, and you'd put the coordinates up, and you go and find it. Well, now
the porn whatever. We've talked about them.
Yeah. But now you can find. There was a Pikachu on our podcast table last week.
Great. Now all the freaks are going to come and like try to take pictures.
No, Bob snagged it, so it's gone.
Oh, okay. It's gone. I did find a
let's
rat.
Be clear, Bob is playing this. I am not playing this. I refuse.
Here's how bad it is. Where I call my 12-year-old daughter and say, Gretchen, you need to download this app. What is it? I never heard of it. And I'm like, that's why I am your father. Like, I know all the cool kid apps before you do. And I'm proud. It was a proud papa moment. My favorite story that came out, and I'm so sad that it's fake, is that somebody stopped in the middle of the highway and caused a huge accident to snag whatever the thing is. But I didn't realize, so there's places you can get like recharged, and it's like a whole big running around town thing, and I didn't realize. So apparently someone was monkeying with the system and made the Westboro Baptist Church a place.
And not only made it a place, but put the Love is Love Pokemon as the thing there, which, they're kind of against.
Just a little bit. But the funny thing was, it turned into a human version of Stand By Me, like in the first 2 days, where a little girl's looking for whatever Pokemon is in, and she finds a dead body. And it's like, are you kidding me?
Oh, I remember, the teenage girl that was out.
Yes.
She's out walking around like the stream by her house or something, or canal by her house. Yeah, finds dead body.
Here's how nuts this whole thing is. If you look at this from a corporate standpoint, Nintendo stock has gone up
8%.
Yeah, which equates to like $7 billion in market cap value.
They were, and we were actually, I was just talking about this with Billy. They are either trending towards almost being at, or they have already surpassed Twitter.
This month they will surpass Twitter. They're right below
active users.
Yeah,
it's
Twitter.
been out for what, 3 days?
3 days. But now you have slews. I saw someone. You have Andy from Detroit Bus Company saying, hey, let's go on a Pokemon bus excursion. There was people in Royal Oak getting food going. There's like Halloween, like where there's moms and caravans like unloading 8 kids so they can run around downtown Royal Oak picking up Pokemon. And like,
I think it's a plot. I really do. I think it's a plot by Nintendo to get people out of their house and walking around.
But they're still looking. They're looking down at their mobile.
But still, they're running around, because I had a friend who opened it up, and she says that I see one, and it's just outside of where I'd be comfortable walking on like a day. So I think it's a way to get people out, like running around, interacting. And I guess that's good, right? So you have large groups of people running around doing things with each other. Can it be that bad?
Yeah, I guess, but I guess that's a good thing. But like, I just everyone's still glued to their phone. Like, no one's looking up and like being a part of fucking.
It has twisted ankles, bruised shins.
But what I'm finding out though, a lot of the things I'm finding out,
bodies,
people are like meeting like in Campus Martius, and people are like they have a commonality now. Like, it doesn't matter what you are, where you're from, your political climate, it's
what team you're on, right?
It's what team you're on, and like people are getting together, and there's teams now, and there's like this. It's so weird. I think it's pretty amazing how it just brought like people together.
Now it's made by Niantic, right? Which are the same folks who made Ingress. So a lot of the same kind of teams fighting for control of things, right? It's very similar, except with cute little Pokemon.
Oh yeah, so that's
here's where it gets funny from a privacy standpoint.
Well, we'll get there in a sec. So that's what I just learned is apparently it's basically a gaming it's the gamification that Yelp brought in to like being the Duke of places and that kind of stuff. Because apparently with the Pokemon gym locations, you bring your Pokemon there to fight, and then if yours wins, it stays there and is like the Poke King or whatever.
And you get Powerballs and stuff.
And then
things.
I'm
1 out of 5 stars. Chizard farted.
Yeah, dude, I'm feeling lamer with every word that's coming out of my mouth.
Well, to make you feel better, I just watched Empire Strikes Back for the first time.
Good Lord Almighty.
So now she'll get all the I am your father jokes.
Yeah, exactly. It makes sense now. Oh, my God. But here's the thing. Like, everyone had a fit. It's funny. Remember, this is a common theme with this show.
Remember Facebook Messenger?
Yeah.
Remember when that came out?
Oh, freaked out. Everyone's dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. I hate the world. Oh my God, don't you dare make me download it. And now they're giving up like 5 times the privacy of their phone, all their stuff.
Because it gets access to your email.
All
it gets
the things.
access to all. Oh,
why does it need access to your email? Tell me. Part of the game. How does it need access to my email?
To your Dropbox. Oh, you get access to all of it.
I keep all my like professional stuff in my Dropbox.
It gets all of it.
Yeah, you're professional.
Okay, all my porn. I keep my porn in my Dropbox.
But they get access to it. It makes Facebook Messenger look like kindergarten.
But everybody, yeah, that's the thing. So it's as long as you give me something that distracts me, I'm perfectly okay with it.
Don't take away don't you dare track me, but don't you dare take away Google Maps.
Don't take away my GPS or
right.
Yeah, exactly.
The other thing you saw this week was that people are being targeted based on playing the game.
Yep.
So you have groups of people running around, looking down, not paying attention to their surroundings. Perfect target for pickpockets.
And that's amazing that the robbers, I swear to God, the robbers just had normal jobs. They'd be so far ahead of just robbing people.
They could put like Pokemon bait out in like one field.
That's what they're doing.
That's what they're doing, yeah. So
they're setting up like these, apparently, again, just from reading these articles, beacons are a thing. And so criminals are setting up beacons that are basically broadcast and say, hey, there's a lot of Pokemon nearby. And apparently anyone can set one of those up. And so people show up to find Pokemon, and burglars and then criminals rob people who show up to get Pokemon.
2 a.m. in the forest of Central Park.
Exactly.
Let's go grab them. Come on, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Got to catch them.
And of course, they did catch a rat in the lobby in the studio
we
here.
put out bait for that.
I don't know.
Oh, it's different.
Rats in our studio.
Shut up. There's Pokemon. So here's the funniest conversation, then we'll move on, is I'm talking about this. My wife and my sister-in-law are going to Duran Duran tonight, and I'm explaining to my sister-in-law, she's got a little boy. I'm like, hey, did my nephew download Pokemon Go? She's like, no, why? I'm like, I caught one at the studio on our table, and there's one out front of the house. And my wife gives me this puzzled look. And granted, she's master's degree, but she's medical. Technology is not her thing. I don't want to downplay it and say that she's a hillbilly.
She was mad at you because you weren't making her a host of Facebook events when she's
not on Facebook.
Yeah.
Right, precisely. But she's like, wait, there's one of those things out in front of the house? And I'm like, babe, just stop talking. No, there's not one in front of the house.
Go look at it.
Can I pet it?
There's a live Pikachu in front of the house.
Yes, you can only see it if you believe and you're under 14. That's yes.
So one of the things that go ahead.
We should mention. So this is episode 153. Last Monday was episode 151. So we did not have
what happened to 152.
Every now and then, we do try to get serious. It's not all just yuck stuff. And with the events that went through the nation last week, the shootings, the police shootings in Dallas and that sort of stuff, we reached out to a few friends of ours in the black community and asked them to take some time out of their weekend and come out here and sit down and talk through stuff.
Little did we know talking through stuff meant 4.5 hours of recording.
Yeah, 4.5 hours and 4 pizzas later, we walked out of here exhausted. But a phenomenal conversation took place.
Enlightened, to say the least.
From the historical perspective of Calvin Moore, man, from 7.2 Tours, he is one of my new favorite people. That man walked in here with a stack of books, 13 pages of notes.
13 pages of notes, yeah.
And was ready to go, and brought us from the Bible up to
now,
pre-Civil War era and everything that happened in between, and then up through now. And then we dove into current events with everybody, as well as, where do we go from here? So even cutting out the breaks, that is a 3-hour and 54-minute podcast. We do not expect you to listen to that all in one chunk. We have both the full version and where we took 3 breaks. So it's about, it ranges around an hour and a half each or so. And I think it's like an hour and 15 each. They're out there, they're all on SoundCloud, should be on iTunes by now. I encourage you to go listen to, we called it What It Means to Be Black in America. And it is very eye-opening. I really strongly encourage people to listen to it.
I like I said, I kept my mouth shut the majority of it because I wanted to learn. And it was enlightening, to say the least. I mean, it was emotional. It was a great conversation. So, I guess, hey, moving on real quick, by show of hands, who's lent out their Netflix password? Which one of your fathers or cousins have a Netflix password?
Actually, that's why I date so many people, is I can get the Hulu password from one, the Netflix from the other. Yeah.
So
that's why. Has nothing to do with you being a man whore.
So apparently it's not just unethical, it's a federal crime moving forward.
Today,
yes,
that ruling just went down to, and it wasn't specific to Netflix. It's apparently the sharing of any online services passwords.
Mark has my WWE password. I gotta change that.
What about like when you share? I mean, Amazon Prime, for instance, right? It like allows
we have
you
multiple
to set up
devices,
multiple addresses, multiple devices. You put your kids on it.
No, but they're logged all in with the same email,
and password,
the same
right?
email. Yeah.
So you put your kids on your Netflix account, right? I mean, you have multiple watchers, right? So you have like.
Because I think my dad's under my Netflix. I told him, don't pay, just use mine. And like, who doesn't do that? You know what I mean? Like,
damn it, Dad, quit watching American Pickers. Seriously, I'm sick of this shit.
You're skewing up my recommendations like mad.
But now federal crime is like, got to rethink my place in the world, right? And then, of course, I went through the living hell last week of losing my phone for a day. Now, I like to think that I can unplug and be fine, but I got a little...
No, you had a twitch.
I got a little twitch.
You absolutely had.
I'm not as bad as you with your phone, but I'm bad.
You kept feeling those vibrations on your leg. That
I totally did. I had it all week.
I don't drive with my phone in my hand. So you can take 2 Mother May I steps back right there.
That's fine. But what I found is, so I got the new Samsung, and apparently they have a selling feature that it's water resistant. And it's not like I'm going to go.
Well, you haven't seen the commercials where they walk around pouring champagne.
Oh yeah,
on the phone, because that's normal behavior.
Right.
Well, it's like sanitizes your phone, right? You pour some vodka on it before you go out in the evening.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, totally. Alcohol kills germs. So yeah, absolutely.
Because of course, usually it's emergency. Like, I dropped it down an elevator shaft, or I dropped it in the toilet, or in a lake,
or
right.
Yeah.
But like, it's always an accident. It's never like. But why would you like purposely like? Someone just put it in like a bucket of water.
How about a fish tank?
Yeah, it didn't work, and they're like, oh, it doesn't work. So now apparently Samsung had to come out and say, yeah, it's not really waterproof. It's kind of like if it's an accident, you can't keep it in there for a half an hour, dupas.
Well, if you held Coke in your mouth for 6 months, your teeth would all dissolve.
Right.
Well, yeah, and you would deserve that happening.
Right.
And if you put your phone in a fish tank for 30 minutes, yeah, and you would deserve that happening.
Well, it's right. There are several models of Samsung S7, right? There's a special version that costs like an extra $100 for active folks. Would you think an active phone should be more waterproof and more rugged? And that was the one that did the worst on all of the tests.
Oh God!
So they basically
That's amazing.
5 feet for 30 minutes, which is amazing, which is much longer than a toilet spill. Or
anyone with kids has replaced their kid's glass at least 3 times. That ain't cheap anymore. It's almost as much. It's like $120 for like each time.
It's a $710 MSRP phone, which is nuts.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So one of our favorite, like right up there with Uber, one of our favorite topics. Uber, is Ashley Madison, which is now under attack yet again. This time not a cyber attack, but there is now a class action lawsuit out there brewing because it was revealed, and they admitted to, that whenever people tried to cancel their account or dispute charges that Ashley Madison was cramming through, they would basically just say, okay, well look, we'll just send all the paperwork to your house about your account, and you go ahead and fill that out and send it back to us.
Hun, we got something in the mail from Ashley Madison. Do you know anything about that?
My account got hacked or something.
My phone was in Canada.
And immediately everybody was like, everybody was like, yeah, no, it's cool. I'll let it ride. Don't worry about it. So yeah, but now so now finally there's a class action lawsuit brewing because apparently that's something they were doing. That's amazing.
Well, because everyone that ever charges anything to Ashley Madison and the wife says, "What is this?" on the account, go, "I must have got hacked. It must be fake. I didn't do it." No.
Wait, that'd be amazing if Ashley Madison actually sent through. I mean, God, you can go to a bar and they send it through as like, town library or something stupid, but Ashley Madison would send things through as Ashley Madison. That's amazing.
If it's Ashley Madison, the service to allow you to cheat on your
spouse. Life is short. Have an affair.
I heard a rumor that I heard a rumor that when you go to Penthouse on 8 Mile that the bill on the credit card says like Tom's Sports Bar. Just a rumor I heard.
That's amazing.
I wouldn't know for firsthand, but just that's what I've heard from some friends of mine that
that frequent such places.
I hear they also have great wings. Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
There was a great article that came across that I saw that basically, and it's something we harp about constantly, and the title was "Stop Making Everything So Easy for Your Kids." It's okay, basically it's okay to let your kids fail. It's okay to let your kids get a skin knee. It's okay, and it's that, it's the summertime. Get your kids out of the house, force them to go outside and play. Get them Pokemon Go apparently, and let them go run around. But I mean, that's we've had this talk a bunch of times where it's that we're coddling our kids so badly as a society, or so much as a society, we're screwing ourselves.
Well, let me counterpoint that. My friend Megan just went through a living hell where she let him go out and fail. She let her 10-year-old boy go out and fail, and on his iPad, let him get his own Apple ID and let him get his own Gmail account. And sign up for, let him have his own thing until she gets the credit card bill for 22 apps in music totaling $337 in 4 days. That's a little bit.
That's a whole different thing.
But what I'm saying is she let the kid go and fail, and that's what he brought back home.
That's not letting the kid go and fail. That's being somewhat functionally brain damaged. I mean, that's. Anything you're tying your credit card. I mean, this was about let your kid go force your kid to go play soccer, force your kid to go outside, not give your kid access to something that can rack up charges on your credit card.
But don't give them a trophy before they even played one game of soccer.
Exactly.
We all do that.
No, we don't.
Because then they come home and cry and go, "I wasn't the best." They go, "Yes, you were, because we're going to do a special private ceremony for you. You're the greatest one ever. You're the new Hope Solo."
No,
I don't do that. I'm just being
better. No, I know you don't. Oh, God.
How funny. No poop stories this week, though. What the heck?
But, Nuri, I have bad news.
Oh?
Chewbacca mom.
I thought we were done with her.
Oh, you said we were done.
All right, well, I'll let it run.
Go ahead. No, you can't bring it up.
You brought it up.
Too late. I want to know now.
Apparently, Chewbacca mom is releasing songs.
No.
Don't feel threatened, Gina.
I don't even know who is Chewbacca man.
Don't Google it.
Yes.
Watch the
we like you already.
Strikes Back, and then you'll know.
There you go.
No, Chewbacca mom is not that.
But yeah, she's apparently releasing songs and trying to be a fundraiser now for things. That's a thing.
Is she going like
No, really singing, which is probably worse.
The lady who laughed with the mask on, that's Chewbacca mom. Yeah.
So like she can do like the Clerk song, like, Chewbacca, what a Wookiee.
Oh yeah, who knows?
Chewbacca mom.
Who knows?
What a mother. I don't know.
She was on Twitter, wasn't she? She posted that video on Twitter.
Yeah.
Thing that she got for her kids.
And she got like $1 million now, and she's got her own doll from Hasbro, and she's
how?
For laughing with a mask on.
Our point.
That's basically everyone's question.
We don't know.
All this hard work you're putting in, Gina, and all you had to do was slap a Chewbacca mask on your face.
What's that guy that's gold and does this?
C-3PO.
You could be a C-3PO lady.
Oh.
That sounds like something I could do. I'm just kidding.
Let's just go to see what toy stores at Toys R Us, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure out what that actually.
But hey, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna be back with Jena, Irene, Asciutto. This is the IT in the D show, and we'll be right back.
IT in the D. Read, meet, listen. Networking Detroit, one beer at a time.
Hey, this is John Schneider from Nip Tuck Smallville, the haves and the have-nots. Oh, Dr. Quinn, Hot in Cleveland, Secret Life of the American Teenager, and just about everything you can possibly imagine. And oh yeah, the Dukes of Hazzard. You're listening to Bob and Dave. It's the IT in the D show.
ITintheD.com.
This is a previously recorded episode of the ITintheD Show.
Welcome back, segment 2. This is episode 153 of the ITintheD Show. We're broadcasting live here in Podcast Detroit, beautiful Royal Oak, Michigan. This, Bob the Sales Guy, hanging out with Dave the Geek and Nuri the FNG. Like we said, find us out online, ITintheD.com. Mark your calendars. Just go to the Meet tab on our site. That's M-E-A-T. No, I'm sorry, M-E-E-T.
What happens if you go to MEAT?
Still no meat sticks.
We're working on the meat sponsor. But mark your calendars, all the events that we have going on, and do us a favor. You can download the Podcast Detroit app on Apple or iOS. I did that on purpose.
Or Android. Where, for example, tonight, where we had all 3 studios running at the same time, you can listen into any one of them.
Yep.
Or you could have listened to us Saturday at XICW out of the remote gear.
The finest commentary team in Clinton Township that week.
I think the DJ might have overshadowed the commentary a little bit.
Fine. But hey, this segment is sponsored by our friends at Quip.
Right. So, we've talked about this before. The way we work today is dumb. We're all drowning in email, interrupted by meetings, getting nothing done. So stop asking yourself, where's that file? What decision was made? Our lives, Bob, basically. Which version 97 of that Excel file _Dave _Nuri _Bob edit
final
version
V2.
1. Yeah. So quit working dumb. It's not your fault. It's the tools you use. Work smart with Quip. So here's the deal. You communicate with as little email as possible. I'm already sold. Each living document created in Quip has built-in chat functions so you can communicate with your team. Real-time communication about the content being created. No more email chains and sharing links and attachments via email. Easily manage your team with shared folders and notifications. Quip also features Slack integration. We've talked about this. We like Slack. Great tool. So today, over 1 million users and thousands of teams have adopted Quip's living documents over email files and superfluous chat. Companies that use Quip include Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, CNN, Quora, New Relic, Instacart, Product Hunt, Stripe, Taser, many, many more. So try it out for yourself. Here's the deal. You get 6 months of a Quip team plan for free when you visit quip.com/ITintheD. That's Quip, QUIP.com/ITintheD for a free 6-month Quip team plan.
6 months, that's crazy.
That's a hell of a trial period.
Better than free shipping.
Yeah, a little bit. And no coupon code.
No coupon code. So hey, we got very lucky this week. Had to reschedule a little in the past, but that's perfectly fine. We're lucky to be joined by Jena Irene. I told me not to, that's why I had it in my head. Jena Irene Asciutto.
You got the last name right.
I did.
And that was the hard one.
I did. It's because you told me 3 times not to.
Because it sounds like prosciutto.
Right.
You got to get it. I knew you would know ham.
Right. But if you were, we'll keep this quick. If you were an American Idol watcher, you were the first runner-up in last season. Am I correct?
Actually, it was season 13.
13.
Who's counting?
Who's counting? Right. Well, we were talking about in the pre-roll, it's always, if you look at historically, American Idol, the runner-up always gets the better stuff than the person who actually wins. Minus, I think Kelly Clarkson was the only one that actually,
I would say Carrie got a
Oh, she did too. You're right.
Deal too, but yeah, you're right. Definitely.
So, that process, getting through that show looks insanely exhausting. Just from the standing in line part and waiting, I guess walk me through.
Well, I guess let's start. So, you're a local girl. You're here from Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Did they have auditions here when you did it, or did you have to go to another city?
That was pretty much the only reason why I tried out is because they came to Detroit for the first time in 11 years, and I had nothing to do that weekend. I don't think I was scheduled for work. So I'm like, Mom, do you want to come and stand in line with me? And there was 8,000 people there just to register. So it was one full day of standing in line to register and then a full day to wait in line to actually audition.
Oh, that sounds amazing. That had to have been the best weekend
I think
ever.
The best part was the fact that I didn't sing in line because there were so many people that did sing in line and their voices were just blown by the time they got
with their left hand over their ear, right? That type of thing.
Mariah Carey, of course.
So when did you find out that you had pipes? You can
in my lifetime?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always loved to sing, but I started taking it seriously.
Well, all right, let's go. We all love to sing in the shower. But when did you find out you were actually good at it?
I started writing my own stuff when I was 10 or 11. I obviously didn't know how to read or anything, but I just kind of played what sounded right and then wrote melodies over it. But I started to really take it seriously when I became the lead singer of a cover band called Infinity Hour when I was 12.
Oh my God.
And then, we played like bars and like festivals all around the Metro Detroit area and ended up making our own original EP. And then we just went our separate ways, and then I tried out for Idol, and now I'm here. So
what have you found? I mean, obviously, you've been around the block a little bit now. So, like, what have you found when it comes to, say, the Detroit music scene versus the national music scene versus, like what we see when we're watching American Idol and shows like that? Like, I mean, like, how do you feel?
Well, I wouldn't say that American Idol is like should be the example for the national music scene. I don't think that at all. It's because American Idol is ultimately a reality TV show.
Right.
I mean, it's a singing competition, but it's reality TV. So I was excited that I was a part of it, but I'm definitely grateful that I didn't have to go through all the legal
the
stuff.
extra stuff.
Yeah, just because I'm a songwriter at heart, and I wasn't able to do that with the contracts that they would have, if they would have asked me to sign with them, I wouldn't have been able to do that to the fullest of my extent. So,
so what's your favorite thing now, though? I mean, like with the Detroit scene, yeah.
With the Detroit scene, I think the fact that I made my record with all Detroit musicians, and I wrote with a really small group of like 3 to 4 people. So I think the record has a cohesiveness to it rather than having like 17 writers on one song, like, which is like what the usual is for major labels. I feel like right now, like Chris Brown on his last hit, I think he had like 17 writers on one song. So,
and it's not just Chris Brown; it's Chris Brown feat. Period. And then like 17,
like 7 other artists. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I like the fact that I stayed in Detroit. I recorded at a studio called Studio A in Dearborn, and I loved it. It was such a great experience because I just stayed with my small group of musicians throughout the whole 6-month period, and it was a great experience.
So now so you went and recorded. So what's out now? What do you have coming out? And what are you doing in support of all that stuff coming out?
So out right now, my EP is called Innocence. It came out in April, so it's been out for a few months now. And I released one music video for the single, Innocence. And I just came out with a new music video for the song Help Me. And that came out like a week ago. Yeah. Came out a week ago. So super excited about that. I think the first couple days or the first week it released, it went to the Billboard Heat Seekers charts. I think it made number 6. So that was really cool to kind of look at, on the screen. It was kind of cool.
How's that process different? I mean,
she was the number 1 track on SoundCloud
that week.
So how's that process different? I imagine making an album is its own set of challenges. How is making a music video? How is that different?
Making a music video? I mean, it was different for, I don't know. I haven't made too many, to be honest. I love the process, but it's been different every single time I've done a music video. Like, I think the usual thing is for the video director to kind of like write out a script for the artist, or like in the best possible light of the song. But for Innocence, that music video, me and my manager Kevin came up with the concept, and we kind of worked with the video director. So it's been different every time that I filmed. But the new music video, Help Me, it's not really like a concept video. It's just kind of like a performance-based video with nice scenery in the background, and so we're kind of trying to get all elements of the visuals.
So are you touring now, or are you playing live? I guess what I wanted to ask, like, what's your dream gig or venue to play at, like, especially locally?
Locally, I mean, I would love to play. I mean, I know it's a small venue, but I would love to play St. Andrews Hall just because I love the vibe in there. I have yet to play there, so hopefully in the near future that'll be a thing.
I think we might know the new sound guy there.
We might know a few people.
Oh, guys, hook it up. What was your other question? Sorry.
No. Like, are you touring now? Or are you taking the show on the road? I wanted to ask, did you do the whole? Did you do the American Idol? Like when they bring like the top 12?
Yeah, it was top 10 my year.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a 40-show tour, so we were on the road for a good 3 months.
It's like the Warped Tour almost, like
kind of
different
yeah.
shows every week.
But the Disney version of Warped Tour.
So NoFX doesn't have like a hot dog stand
Right,
behind.
exactly. But it was fun. I mean, I had so much fun on that. That was actually way more fun than the actual show itself because there was no voting or anything. Like
You just
no
to go out and
constructive
perform.
criticism. It was just like go out and play your shit and you're done. So.
Right.
But,
are you watching Roadies on Showtime by any chance?
No.
You have to, or you'll die. It's Cameron Crowe. No, it's hilarious.
It's like the Ring. It's
yeah, exactly.
You watch it and you die.
Cameron Crowe wrote it, and J.J. Abrams is the producer. But it's
obviously comedy.
But it's a fictitious band, and it's about like the roadie scene, and it's really fun. It's
I love
hilarious.
that because it's the roadie scene, not necessarily like the band.
The band. It's nothing to do with it's all about behind the.
That's so cool.
Yeah, no, it's great. So St. Andrews, we'll have to jot that one down.
Yes, please do.
So one of the things me and Dave love to do karaoke. I don't know if you've ever seen that Jewel video where she like kind of sneaks in the bar, like with her hair pulled back and like a baseball cap and sings one of her hits. Like
Adele did that too, right?
Adele did it too.
And she was in disguise.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
She took the hat off.
Right.
And everyone's like, oh my god. Yeah.
Are you like that? That would be absolutely stinking hysterical. Have you done that yet? Do you sing
I don't
karaoke?
think people. I mean, I kind of look a lot different than how I looked on Idol, even though it's been like just 2 years. I don't think people would recognize me, anyways.
Well, I mean, your voice is insanely distinct. 'Cause, I mean,
Thanks.
I was listening to
for those that didn't know the music, the 2 tracks we played during the break were yours.
Yes, those were 2 tracks.
I tried to get in a bunch of tracks on the way here, and like when you did "Creep," I mean, usually people butcher that track, and it was like, damn, that girl can sing. Like it was awesome. Like, and I don't say that rarely. I mean, like, like the voice is insanely distinct, and it's rare to find that these days because everyone's got that nasally, pitchy, the pop star girls. But I mean, your voice, by far, it's very unique. I loved it.
Thank you. Yeah, Creep is the only one I do live anymore.
Okay.
I really liked that one. That was pretty much the only one that I liked doing on the show, though.
So to that point, though, like where people can see you. So like where, like, do you have? Are you going out on tour? Are you going out on the road? Where can people find you?
I'm actually just starting to play live shows with my new band, my new live band, and we're playing in Maryland, Annapolis, Maryland, next week on July 17th. And on July 19th, I'm going to be at the Rockwood Music Hall in New York.
Cool.
Which is actually my second time playing there. I'm really excited to go back. It's a really cool venue. But those are the upcoming shows for right now. I just played a show in L.A., the Hotel Cafe, which is kind of a really cool. It's a really cool venue. It's got a lot of good vibes there. There's been a lot of people that have like gone and played
Dave
there.
Allen Co., Mark Broussard,
and
right?
then they
totally.
make it like 6 months later. So I'm just like, crossing my fingers. But yeah, like Adele, I heard has played there. Chris Martin from Coldplay has played there. Like, so that was a really cool show. And I just love being back in LA because LA is great. So
where do people want to buy your music? Where do they find you?
my music is available on Spotify, iTunes, all the good stuff. You can also buy the actual hardcover EP on my website, and I'll send in a little card with my signature and a little classified note for you.
And so, what's your website?
My website is JenaIrene.com.
Okay.
Yeah. And, so Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, it's all on there. So it all links to the EP.
Very cool.
So, like, the Detroit music scene, I'm just curious, is, like, have you reached out to, like, collab with any, like, local musicians and if, like, anyone that's, been an established rock star? Or do they give you the Heisman because, like, oh, you're just American Idol? And, like, or do they say, hey, you're legit because of this and that? Or I'm just curious.
I haven't really, I haven't really talked to other artists about. I mean, obviously the subject will come up, like you were on American Idol, but once you
get that far, they know you're legit.
Well, I guess once, not even, because there's a lot of like people who automatically think that you're a certain singer or a certain musician because you were on one of those shows, and it comes with disrespect, to be honest. Like, just because I feel like American Idol hasn't been represented as one of those shows that actually goes on to make sustainable careers for artists.
You still have to be good afterwards.
Well, exactly. You have to like make a brand for yourself. You have to make a name for yourself. In my case, it's writing my own songs. So, I've played a show with like Flint Eastwood, and she's great. She's amazing. Have you heard of her? Flint Eastwood. She's an amazing musician. She just came out with new music too. She's amazing. She did a show with me at Dime, and she was great. I mean, I've gotten nothing but support from other local artists, and I can only give my support back. So it's been a really good family element, I think, since I've gotten back. Not so much the competition aspect. It's more of a
Right.
It's more of a family vibe going on, which is great. So
Well, I think everybody's, trying to get everybody, especially in this town, everybody's kind of close, at least from anyone that I've ever met in the music business or in the industry, that they want everyone to do better just to propel the area up,
Yeah, I guess, but the music industry, we all have to work together too. I mean, I don't just write songs by myself anymore. I feel like I can only really complete an idea and organize an idea if I'm writing with somebody else, if someone's keeping me in check. So I don't know. My views have changed, I think, a little bit over the past 2 years.
So do you have a favorite track out of all the ones you did, or has it become like my one friend who semi-made it out in the West Coast? So he refuses to play this one song because it's kind of like that was his song, and it's like Sting saying, "I'm not playing Roxanne anymore. I'm tired of it." Do you? I mean,
out of my songs, or the covers that I did?
No, not the covers. Like your songs. Do you have that one favorite, and then almost you're getting, obviously probably not getting sick of it yet, but do you have that one favorite that
that's
you're gonna,
out now, or that's about to come out?
Either one.
Either one. Well, the one that's out of the songs that are out right now, I would say my favorite is Numb, which is the second track I think that played in the break.
Yep.
Yeah, that song is just, it's so different than the rest of the tracks on there, and that's the song I usually open my show up with, just because it's so weird and eerie, and I think it sets the standard for my songwriting and how it goes. But it, like, throughout the songs that haven't come out yet, there's a song called Black Magic that I'm like obsessed with. It's coming out on the album. I'm sorry, I'm not tooting my own horn. It's just like I do like that song, and I didn't write it myself. I wrote it with another amazing songwriter. But that's a good one.
Very cool.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, so one more time, just to be safe, where do we find you on the web and social media?
Web, so again, my website is JenaIrene.com. My Instagram and Twitter name, it's Jena Asciutto #1, not the word one, so Jena Asciutto 1. And Facebook is JIA Music. Am I forgetting anything else? Nope, that's it.
Awesome.
Find me.
Well, we'll have all the links in the recap and that kind of stuff, and I got 2 more queued up here for the next break. Yeah.
Gina, appreciate you hanging out with us.
Thank you
and
so
best of luck with your future career. And I want to keep in touch because I want to see you play St. Andrews Hall. That's one of my favorite venues too. And we may or may not know people there, so we'll try to see if we can make that happen.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, thank you for coming out, and we'll see you soon. Awesome. Hey, we'll be right back with Victoria from Hatch, Detroit. This is the ITintheD show, and we'll be right back.
ITintheD. Read, meet, listen. Networking Detroit. One beer at a time.
Hi, I'm Brittany Daniel from The Game, and you're listening to ITintheD show.
ITintheD.com.
This is a previously recorded episode of the ITintheD show.
Welcome back. This is segment 3 of episode 153 of the #1 ranked technology podcast on SoundCloud
this week.
The ITintheD show. And we are broadcasting live here in Podcast Detroit in beautiful Royal Oak, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy. He always here with Dave the Geek and Nuri the FNG. Find us online, ITintheD.com. Want to know where we're at? Click the Meet tab. That's MEET
ET. Phone home.
We got a bunch of stuff on the Learn tab. We got a new program coming out with Merit we'll be talking about in the next couple weeks. Also still have the Career Academy going on, $29 training if you want to get certified in IT, a bunch of stuff going on. But hey, speaking of stuff going on, when I need a website, I always call my old buddy Dave, and Dave gives me the old middle finger, and I need tools. I need things,
I want to build another website.
I used to need people. Now I don't need Dave anymore because I have Weebly.
Dave is so happy.
And if you listen to Dave and I and our friend Sherry started a new podcast called Worst Meatball Sandwich Ever, and we needed a website. And I, the dumb sales guy, the dipshit, the dupa, put
the cleavage in the Venn diagram.
Got a website designed, uploaded, and propagated in less than 20 minutes using Weebly. You don't need to.
It looks like it.
Oh, come on. It's not that bad. Does not. It looks better than your first ITintheD site. Did I say that?
No, this is true.
Listen, I was crazy impressed. It was so simple. There's templates you can just click. You drag and drop. You don't need to code anything to save some pictures, upload your images, grab some code from, we did it from SoundCloud. I have an embedded podcast player, write a blog, talk about it literally that simple. The has a form code, contact form just to send to my email address. So again, it couldn't have been an easier process, and I could not be happier with what they provided. There's over 30 million people who are already doing their own thing, like all the podcasts on our network. Even if you have a small business and you're not on the web because it's either too expensive or you got some guy holding you hostage, stop doing that. Check out Weebly. Go to Weebly.com. That's Weebly.com/IT. That's Weebly.com/IT, and get your damn website up today. Appreciate the support. So we are here with one of our favorite guests, and you've been to our old studio. You were at our second studio, and no elevators this time. They're just walking the front door, even though we might be a little bit north. But we have Victoria Katansky in the house from Hatch, Detroit. We know when it's time for Hatch because Victoria calls. Otherwise, she's silent. And but we get to be graced with your. I'm just kidding. We get to be graced with your presence once again. So for those that it's new to or don't know what Hatch is, I guess give us a quick rundown and then let's dive into the details.
Sure. So Hatch Detroit is a nonprofit that's dedicated solely to bringing entrepreneurs into the city of Detroit, Hamtramck, and Highland Park. And we are most known for our contest that happens once a year, which is what Bob was referring to. And it's going on right now until July 15th. People who want to be entrepreneurs in those cities can actually apply and be considered for a $50,000 grant.
$50,000 grant.
Plus $200,000 in pro bono services.
I was going to say they get legal services, they get accounting services, they get a whole bunch of other.
Yeah, we've really expanded our pro bono offerings this year, which has been kind of awesome.
Nice.
Well, and we've enjoyed, this is your third or fourth time through with us. We've always had, the finalists in. We've always had a great time sitting here and picking out who we think the winner's going to be. We've been right so far, but we've had Steven back in here from Batch a couple times for things he has going on. That was the first time we had you on. They were one of the finalists, and then Sister Pie, I believe, was one of the others.
That's right. Yeah, I was trying to think what the first one was. Yeah.
And we also had Amina last year.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's been 3 times.
Yeah. So I guess what kind of stuff are you seeing? What kind of businesses are coming in, either in greater or lesser numbers this year? Like, what kind of trends are you seeing with it?
It's a really good question. So we always have food. It seems like the hot thing is food in the city right now, but we're also seeing a lot of clothes people that are designing their own clothes and making their own clothes, which is kind of cool. We really want to encourage people that are not just food oriented to apply. Would love to see what I'd love to see are an apothecary. Something like an apothecary. I would love that. I'd love to see an older grocery store that actually had a butcher shop and some pieces that are just very specialized. We're really growing into a city that can accommodate those things again. That used to be what our city had all the time.
Right.
I would love it to be like to live around. That's the one thing I miss being on the burbs is having that like 4 stores: the baker, the butcher,
The candlestick maker.
the candlestick maker. Because I need those candles. But just to have those specialized, the people that's all they did and they were good at it, and you knew the families and you had a connection.
Exactly. And I mean, I've shopped that way my entire life, and so it really means something to me that I'm promoting, and Hatch is promoting entrepreneurs that are specific to what they're good at. And it's independent retail. It's not big box. No Costco or anything else can compare to what an individual butcher can make a wonderful sausage.
True.
I mean, it's like you just can't do it in bulk. And so we're hoping to see that.
No, and I've grown up going to Niches, which is they moved out way up north.
I have no idea where that is.
It's a German butcher. It used to be in St. Clair Shores, kind of like Alexander and Hornig, and they went out to Shelby Township. But it's the family,
It's
and
great.
I've been going there for almost 40 years now. My mother used to bring me there, and it's the same family. Now the kids are running it, right? So it's kind of, and you know that everything's amazing, and they go local
High
and
quality.
Exactly.
Yeah. It makes a difference. So, I mean, that, we went right back to food, but it also does make a difference with textiles and things like that. I mean, I'm really glad that consumers are being
Detroit's
more
a
conscious.
maker town.
Yeah. And consumers are more conscious in what they're buying. And so I hope that it expands beyond food and actually brings in more of the textile industry and other things.
Well, until they get too big, and then everyone says you're not Detroit enough, like Shinola, even though everything's made here, like just like a car. But it's not good enough, apparently.
Or more so than a car, but yeah.
Right.
Or unless all the T-shirts are $75. And
Right.
So one of the things we do pride ourselves on is that we try to bring something to the city that Detroiters who live in the city will benefit from. And so most of our winners and the people who have opened up shop coincidentally have been Detroit residents or have recently become Detroit residents. They've been committed to their neighborhoods, and they do provide something that hasn't existed prior. So we're glad about that.
So, I mean, how many out of you guys sort through hundreds of submissions?
Yeah.
Has it been increasing year over year?
It's different. It's been different year over year. I would say the quality has been increasing faster than the numbers of submissions, which makes me very happy because I think that's a different statement.
Right.
Like it actually shows more.
Take quality over quantity
Right.
any day of the week. Yeah.
So we've been really excited about that, but it has increased in quantity as well. It's an anxiety period for me because I'm like, oh my God, we spent a lot of time reading every single one of those submissions. None of us we commit the same amount of time for each of them. And so when you say hundreds of them, I'm like, oh my God, I have to start planning how many hours.
I get to not sleep for the night. Yeah.
But even the ones that don't win have all gone on, at least had a semi-successful run.
So our top 10 are really important to us. Obviously anybody who enters is important to us. And we do try to put people into different programs that don't fit maybe our program or encourage them to reapply if they get more information or to get more information about their company. But our top 10, the publicity that they get, they've become sought after. Every other program in the city that really tries to get some new hot entrepreneur, the minute we announce the top 10, they're almost like hawks. They're right on him.
Not a bad idea would be for a podcast studio to be in the city. Maybe
we tried that, and
it worked really well.
Again,
I kind of miss that place.
Oh my God, I miss it so much. Up until the moment that I threw my keys down
the elevator shaft.
The elevator shaft. Yeah,
red carpet, red tape.
Right.
This talk.
Yeah, no. This is red carpet right here.
So July 15th is the submission deadline. Then what happens next? We're going to get this out there. People are going to go, oh my God, I have 3 days, man.
We try to be a lot more organized than that. So July 15th is when they find out, they have to submit. We review them just internally, and then we have a group. We, condense it down to 25. We have a group of about 40 people that make it to the top 10. And then from the top 10, basically we do background checks and then we announce it. And we give them about 5 days to prepare for the announcement, where they actually put together like a little booth. And we invite press and just like, friends of the organization and you guys who have to come this year because you've been invited and weren't able to in the past.
For the top 10? Oh, yeah, you know what? We were. We did it.
You were out of town last year, so we want you to come this year. So we'll be announcing on August 11th.
Okay.
And we want you guys to come. And then we're really cool because it's a very short amount of time, really hot in the media, and we announce by August 26th.
For the top
winner.
Oh, that's right. So the top 4 is usually first, second week of August. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Top 10 is August 11th, and then a week after.
Yeah, and then there's the public voting period and all that stuff that goes on. People can go different places and vote online and all that.
Which also makes us unique because there's a lot of things happening right now in the city where it's behind closed doors and it's not really a
very
public,
behind closed doors.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have all these winners and that win money, but nobody even knows who they are. They miss that publicity opportunity, which really goes a long way with people launching. So due to the publicity piece,
if the public's involved in stuff, they want to stay involved with it. Yeah, go figure.
So we've had 14. We've been around. This is our 6th year. We've had 14 businesses that have opened, and we have 16 others that are about to open or are operating as a pop-up. So that's a pretty good number for what we call 50 of our alums at this point.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because a lot of times it was just a pipe dream, right? Not even some were established businesses. The other ones came that were just like, have this idea.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But still, to see them come through is great, to say the least.
Well, and our businesses, the ones that have opened, have put over $2.5 million in the city of Detroit for, what they've put in their build-out and everything that they've done. And then they also tend to employ people from their neighborhoods or people from the city more often. Independent retailers in general tend to do that.
That's not a bad stat at all.
I'm not really disappointed about that at all. Yeah.
So where would you like to see Hatch go? Like what do you think is like where do you see like the next year or two taking it beyond? I mean, obviously you're in crunch mode with this year, but like in a perfect world, where would you see Hatch going?
The environment, it's changed considerably for an independent retailer in the last 6 years, and I would like to investigate ways to ensure that independent retail has a place at the table when all this other stuff is happening in the city. Because I truly believe that
you mean Moose Jaw and Nike aren't going to save the city?
No, they have their place in the city, and that's great. But, it's interesting because people ask me that all the time. You have Woodward Avenue that was once home to all these great, huge stores. And it's really not the place for a Hatch business in Woodward. There's some of them. We have a wonderful wine shop, House of Pure Vin, that was one of our top 10 last year. And she's made an amazing spot. But it was in a new development on Woodward that was a little bit like to the times and catered to a smaller establishment. We have the Royce Detroit that's going to be opening just off Woodward in the Kales building. So we do have things in the central business district happening. But for the most part, those spaces are like 26,000 square feet. And it doesn't necessarily equate for an independent retailer.
Put all of the Hatch contestants in there.
So we want to see a place for our businesses to be, obviously most of them have been in neighborhoods and they're catering to residents, but also I guess in the future I would like to see that make sure that our independent retailers and independent retailers in general have a place at the table.
Well, and that's one of the things I remember from almost everyone from Hatch that we've had in here is they always have when they step up, they have their place in mind, and it's usually in a local neighborhood. It's in they're not. That's what they're looking for.
Right. Well, and it's better for their finances as well.
Oh, for sure.
Square footage, but that environment's changing very quickly, and a lot of it is because Sister Pie made a place when she went into West Village, and now West Village is booming.
A thing, yeah.
And I will say that so did Detroit Vegan Soul. They were the first people in there, and that's another one of ours. Now we have 4 alum that are going to be in that area. we're making an incredible impact on the walkability of different neighborhoods in the city.
I totally should not have gone to the Sister Pie website because now I'm craving pie. Specifically a sour cherry bourbon pie.
Oh my God, she is actually going to be teaching you how to make that pie tomorrow morning, which is Tuesday, which I know it's, So you'll have to look for it.
Where?
On Fox.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. So what are some, I mean, you look at like the trends that have come in through and like the cupcake pie thing. I don't think it's been done, but it's not, then you saw the breweries and all that. Is there like a next trend you guys foresee is like the next big thing that's going to come down that would be awesome to have in Detroit? Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does make sense. It's funny because like Detroit trend versus nation trend.
It's about a year and a half past New York.
Well, we're getting better. It used to be 5 years behind New York.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that I actually think we're about a year and a half beyond, but now it's becoming fundamentals, which before it was like the hot new thing, and now I think it's back to fundamentals. So like I said, like an apothecary, like a really good neighborhood butcher. It's going back to what our beginnings were.
German pretzel stand, perhaps?
Perhaps a German pretzel stand.
That doesn't sound like a basic, Bob.
Would you wear lederhosen?
I would, every day.
He does anyway. Whether he's going to a German-related event or not, he's got
with a feather in my hat. No, I just wear them. I wear them to the German festival so I can go to the bar afterwards wearing it. Still, that's the only reason I wear it. I don't care about.
And then they give you free drinks because they thought you worked all day.
Yeah. It's the shirt made out of my grandmother's tablecloth. He's got the
suspenders, the high socks.
What would you guys like to see, though? Like, you've seen all of our businesses come through. What do you've predicted it.
There's what
do you want to see?
I always talk about not just what I want to see, but what I want to open, which is what I want to see because I just don't want to sit there and watch it. Hudson Cafe does a very good job, but business breakfast places are like, I'm sick of, let's just go to Panera, let's just go to Einstein, let's just go to Starbucks.
In Detroit, we're so lucky. We do not have that problem.
Well, right.
Right. I mean, that's what that's again what independent retail does for the city is that you can come to Detroit and you can find something incredibly unique that you can't find. You used to be able to find it in Chicago. You used to be able to find it all over, and you can't because they've been priced out. So it's amazing to me to see that we're bringing like people who are different, and like Lisa from Sister Pie, Bon Appetit featured her.
Wow,
like that's great. Like that's what our people are doing.
And that's the thing. You put it in Rochester Hills, crickets. You put it in Detroit, you're in Bon Appetit.
I think that one.
Sister Pie is going to be good regardless.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not fair.
Yeah, we're not. Have you had? That's different than some of the hipster hangouts we've talked about before.
Right? No, I misspoke. Never mind. Carry on.
No, I'd love to see a local butcher or a cheese shop or like a really good fish place. Those kind of things that when I lived in New York, I could walk down Bleecker Street and I had all of those things within a couple of blocks.
I mean, I don't mean to cut you off, Nuri, but I will anyway.
I'll let you finish.
I'm sorry the middle of my sentence interrupted the start of yours.
No, I just had a light bulb moment. Would be nice if Eastern Market would open retail somewhere in the middle of something. Don't cringe, but just to have like a best of or like a condensed version so I can grab something like in Midtown or.
They've opened something at the airport.
They did. Mm-hmm. I did not know that.
Yes.
Well, I'll just go there next time I want some.
Right, exactly.
Drive out to Romulus
while I'm flying to Turkey.
But that does bring up an interesting.
You follow what I'm
point.
saying, though.
I do, but it does bring up an interesting point about proper placement of independent retail and retail in general in the city. Is that you need to be in tune with what neighborhoods want and want to see, and not just do something based on how it fits your budget and if you can get property for cheap. So we really try to encourage our, alums to make the right decision for where they want to go and make sure it's good for them, good for the community, and good for everything.
I'd like to open an Apple store at like Mac and Livernois.
It's cheap. But I mean, you also have
computers or fruit?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
But that's a good point. Again, is that you have to know your way. And I think a lot of times neighborhoods get very excited about the way development is going, and they don't necessarily keep true to what they do well.
Good point. So, hey, I put the link out on Twitter, which is hatchdetroit.com/apply. But check them out, hatchdetroit.com. When you get the 4 finalists, look forward to having you back in studio so we can have a hatch off once again. Those are my favorite episodes.
And so when is the top 10?
Top 10 are going to be announced on August 11th.
Okay.
Which you're welcome to do a live broadcast from, if you desire, on a Wednesday.
Checking calendar.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's
and the 4 finalists?
The 11th is a Thursday.
Oh, did I give you the wrong? No, it's the 11th.
Yeah, that's a Thursday.
Yeah.
And then the top 4 finalists?
So we announced them in the middle of the.
Nah, we'll figure it out later.
Because it's a week later, and we announce them. It's actually part of the voting process. But the big announcement of the finalist is going to be on August 26th, and that's when we have our hatch off.
Right.
We have the judges that come in, and it's a
No,
big
see, I went to
party.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun.
It actually was a good time. I mean, just, and it was funny because it played out like anybody who had listened to our show learned nothing new by being there. Because I mean, it played out exactly like it did on our show, and it was just one of those,
Right.
and it was just a reinforcement of everything that we saw when they were here. That, you know what, Lisa had her shit together and killed it. You know,
Right.
some of the others not as much, and it was, just that much more, not as much amplified out. So yeah, no, they are fun events.
They are. And I will say, though, we will be announcing the top 4 on basically Friday, August 19th.
Okay.
So, and just a good point about we're really lucky to have incredible sponsors like Comerica Bank that supplies the $50,000 prize, and they've really upped the ante this year and more than doubled their commitment to us, which has been great. We've been able to offer some like prep courses for applicants and do some different things like 30-second spots that we're going to be, releasing very soon of our top 5, the 5 people that have won, and also
If they're audio, give. We'll
they
play 'em.
are. They're amazing.
If they're audio, we'll play them.
Mort Krim Communications did the videos for us, and they are amazing. And then also Opportunity Detroit is our sponsor for presenting, and they have given us space and for our 2 events.
Cool.
So it's been cool.
It's our favorite time of year. It's Victoria season. We'll be seeing her more
It's
often.
the most wonderful time.
Victoria, always a pleasure having you in studio. We thank you. We look forward to seeing you in the upcoming months. Are we coming back for segment 4? Or are we cutting it short? We had a long day yesterday.
I'm fairly exhausted still from yesterday. You
Yeah,
wanna call it a night?
no doubt. Yeah, this will be the end of episode 153 of the IT and the D show. We definitely want to thank our sponsors first and foremost, Quip, Weebly, and Earth Class Mail. Appreciate the support. Also like to thank Jena, Irene, Asciutto, and Victoria Katansky
Even
from
though she
Hash
stole
Detroit.
my charger.
She stole. Yeah, I know. We found out she stole Nuri's iPhone charger.
The last time I lent my
She
charger
left.
out to
She left CDs though, so that's a good trade off. Yeah. No doubt. But I want to thank each and every one of you for hanging out. Do us all a favor. Drink up your drinks. Get your phone numbers. You don't got to go home. You just got to get the hell out of here. On behalf of all of us on the IT and the D show, please drive careful
and go listen to episode 152.
Beat it.
The emergency destruct system is now activated.
Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
Long live Flash! You've saved your Earth. Have a nice day.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Nice shooting, son. What's your name? Murphy.
Make the run. The run.
Game over, man. It's game over.
It's over, Johnny. It's over.
Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off.
I can't say no, and I don't really want to, so.
Well, especially with the back doors open.
Yo! Hold up! Time out! Time out! Y'all take a chill. You need to cool that shit out. And that's the double truth, Ruth.
Bob loves it in the can.
I hope this was as much fun for you as it was for me.
That's why I like it in the can.
就on the cheese.
Beer me.
My job is to make sure this program is morally upright and cultural and wholesome.
Shut up, Mimsy! Shut up, Mimsy! Shut up, Mimsy!
Why would like Buick put their cars next to like the Bentleys? Like, why? That's not marketing.
The alphabet.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, I can't take that position.
That analogy sucks because it's right.
Because you're getting your 8-track tuned up.
Are we at a break yet? Yeah, so now I'm just like doing like stupid stuff to make me laugh.
Venture capital is not the end game.
When are we going to talk about me?
Jane, you ignorant slut.
It's my show. I can say what I want.
Yeah. Kiss my ass, go home, unplug, get off the goddamn internet. You are everything that is wrong with the internet right now.
You're so white right now.
I'm the whitest guy in the room. Just explain it to me.
I love this city.
I was banging on the wang.
Really? Should we talk about this? Tag team it. Should I keep going or should I stop?
Can I just say, it's been great being on a show that talks about Mickey Rooney dying for 20 seconds and then poop for 10 minutes.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT and the D Show.